on Worldwide Magazine, a special behind-the-scenes look at the St. Louis Police Department as we go out with the SCAT unit. That stands for Street Corner Arrest Team. They go out and arrest drug dealers, mostly people that deal crack. Now, I'm from the marijuana generation. Back when I was a teenager, marijuana was becoming popular. And of course, there's a lot of debate about whether marijuana is good or bad. But there's no debate about crack. There's nothing good to be said about it. It's totally bad. And it's very good that the police are trying to stop it. So sit back, relax, and enjoy a special behind-the-scenes look at the SCAT unit, Street Corner Arrest Team, today on Worldwide Magazine.
What we're going to do, to give you an idea what we're looking at here, before, a couple years ago, this is one of the only ways you bought cocaine in a powder form, okay? Primarily, you'd buy this a gram. This would be a gram. It would be $100 for a gram. And you would take this little spoon, scoop into it, and snort it up your nose. And that's primarily how you make cocaine.
Now that's pure cocaine. That's not crack.
Right. Well, crack is the most addictive form of cocaine, okay?
But it looks different, the
Well,
crack?
it's powder. It's clear white powder, okay? Now, this is not as addictive as the crack is. Crack is what we call freebase. And what you've done here, when you freebase,
This is pure cocaine,
that's powder, right?
as opposed to being made into crack.
Well, crack is nothing but cocaine, and you take half the amount. So if this is an ounce of cocaine, you take a half ounce of baking soda and an ounce of Nestetol or some type of mix, lactose, something like this. Put it all together, cook it, and you can take what we would call $1,500 worth of powder cocaine and make it into $8,000 worth of crack.
Now, how much is this cocaine worth here?
That's about $1,500.
This much? This
Yeah,
little amount?
Yeah,
That's how much is an ounce?
about an ounce. It might be a little less, but I mean, assuming it's an ounce, some of it has fallen out, but it'd be $1,500. But you could take this with an ounce of mix, a half ounce of baking soda, and you just cook it on a stove, just boil it.
So you don't have to have any
No
chemical
sophisticated
knowledge.
chemical knowledge, no, you don't have to be a chemist. And when you cook it, it solidifies into a peanut brittle type substance. You break it up, and it turns into these little hard pieces like this, and that's what crack looks like. That would be a $20 piece. And the way they smoke this, and the only way you use crack is to smoke it, by the way. You take an aerial radio antenna, you might see somebody break your antenna right off your car on a piece of scouring pad, stick it inside this little pipe, put the crack in there to hold it, put your lighter on this, and as soon as it reaches 200 degrees, it heats it, and that's it. 7 seconds later, it hits your brain. So that's how
7
quick.
seconds later?
7 seconds.
What's the penalty for selling crack?
Okay, 5 years. It depends, of course, if you sell by a school, or if you look at these stats up here, 46 of these cases were within 1,000 feet of a school. If it's sold by a school, that's a 10-year minimum. If you have multiple felony convictions, we've had people get as long as 30 years for selling crack by schools.
Is there a squad in the city of St. Louis that actively searches out people that use marijuana?
Most of the cases we do are 95% crack cocaine. We don't target just crack cocaine. I mean, like today, we're going to be on the 3rd. Somebody might sell us marijuana. If they do, then they'll get popped for marijuana, and it'll be a sale case for marijuana.
How many?
A felony case for sale, anything you sell is a felony for sale, whether it's marijuana, cocaine, PCP, heroin, whatever. So it's all a felony.
How many of the people that you bust for crack have marijuana with them?
Very few.
Very few. So basically, when you get into crack, you forget about marijuana. It doesn't mean anything because the crack high is so much more intense.
Well, that's true, and it's so much more money. Yeah, I mean, marijuana is a bulky substance, so if you're going to carry a pocket full of marijuana, versus a pocket full of crack. I mean, these people carry one piece of crack, and when that crack is sold, they have no crack. So if you arrest them, you got no case, because they don't have anything to possess.
Who are we talking to?
Mike Perez,
And how long you been with the police department?
19 years.
Really? That long?
Yes.
And you're the technical man with the SCAT unit?
Yes, I am.
What does that mean?
I make the recordings and
Recordings? You videotape the busts?
I videotape, I take still pictures, and we have the undercover officer wears a transmitter, and I make audio recordings.
Now what is this here?
That's the receiving unit and the recorder.
Okay, this picks up the undercover policeman that's wired for sound,
Yes.
and then it's recorded on this.
Right.
And this counts as legal evidence in court?
Yes, it is.
How long you been with the SCAT unit?
This time since November the 16th of this year.
And how long you been with the police department?
Entering my 5th year now.
Now, all the murders you hear about in St. Louis, does that have a lot to do with crack?
I think it is a combination of a lot of things, and drugs are certainly are a contributing factor to the amount of homicides that we have in the city.
Who are we talking to?
My name is Cortland Rainey.
How long you been with the police department?
Approximately 2.5 years now.
2.5 years?
Yes.
And were you a young man, I guess?
Yes, I'm a young man.
So you just went out of school and became a policeman?
No, I became a policeman after I graduated from high school. I got a little job in the city, then something I always wanted to do. Then I became a police officer shortly after that when I turned 21 years of age.
And what do you do for the SCAT unit?
I'm pretty versatile. I've done fires all the time, and also I've
You
did
do what?
surveillance.
Excuse me, I couldn't hear you.
Well, I'm on the arrest team.
The
But
arrest
I'm pretty
team.
versatile. I've done it all since I've been here.
Yeah. Who are we speaking to?
Detective Kenneth Hutchinson.
You're a detective.
That's correct.
Now that's let's see, how does the thing go? Officer, sergeant, detective, or something like that?
No, it goes basically patrol officer. You can go from patrol officer to sergeant, or you can go to. Most people become detectives when they go to a specialized unit or something.
So in other words, being a detective or being a sergeant are two different things.
Correct.
It's not a rank.
No, it's not.
It's a classification.
There you go. That's correct.
Okay, who's got the lie? Not I, sit the mouse. So when is this thing going to be all put together, and are you going to send us a copy of it?
I will promise I'll send Sergeant, I can always pronounce his name wrong. Clier, I keep calling him Crier.
We want a copy too, though.
Okay, well, I'll send Sergeant Clier a copy, but I can't give everybody a copy. It's too much tape.
Well, why does he get one? No.
Well, I don't know. He's the boss, I guess. I just give it to the top man.
Oh,
I don't know.
Oh, you're showing a little favoritism.
Well, I don't know. The tapes. This is like.
Well, I'm
this is not like This is not like Mike Wallace interviewing you. This is not like 60 Minutes. This is little old me.
60 Minutes to us.
Well, yeah, but this is a small time. So this van was taken in a drug seizure, huh?
Yes, sir.
What kind of drugs did they have?
Cocaine?
So this is an undercover car, so you don't want me to take pictures of the car.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
Okay. I bet a lot of crack dealers must go to that Gus's Fashion. That's where they sell all the rap clothes.
Sell all the pro model stuff, yeah.
Oh, they sell pretty expensive clothes there.
Oh, yeah.
Regular people couldn't afford to buy it. Let me ask you something. Has any police officer in the history of St. Louis driving in the city of St. Louis on civilian time ever received a moving violation?
Yes.
Really? You wouldn't think they'd get one. If somebody gives you a ticket one day, he might be your partner the next day.
Yep. That's the chance.
Well, you might be depending. He might be depending on you to save his life.
That's right. And we're subject to the laws and regulations that everyone else is too.
We're not above the law. And we're probably punished more severely too.
at Lafayette at 3099, check the set. We're going to check over the 2000 Shenandoah.
We call, where people sell drugs, we call those sets. So we're checking dope sets right now.
How many times do you get somebody and then find out that they don't have any drugs?
Never, never.
Never?
When we bust them, they've already sold to us.
Oh.
So we strictly deal in sale of narcotics. We do not deal in possession. So if this guy, say there's a guy in that corner and he sells us, we've got the dope in our hand, we leave the area, or the undercover officer leaves the area, then he calls on his radio or he tells on his transmitter, hey, the deal's down. You hear the words deal down, deal down. When you hear that word, that means that the guy he's talking to completed a narcotic transaction, and at that time the arrest teams will come in automatically to arrest the suspect. At that point, we don't care if he's got any additional dope on him, because it's not a factor. He's already sold us, and that's what he'll be charged with, sale of a controlled substance.
Do you know how many people, or can you estimate how many people in St. Louis, in the city, use crack? Do you have any idea? I know it's a hard thing to ask.
I'll tell you, it's pretty hard because most of the people we bust do not live in the area we bust them at. A good percentage live in the county, they live in Illinois, and they come down here to sell their wares, and a lot of them, of course, are addicted to it also. So,
why would they come to St. Louis to sell? Because more people?
No, there's certain corners that through the years people have decided that's where you can buy dope. I mean, now, we zero in on those corners, and after a few weeks, we can't shut those corners down. Like Clara and Ashland, that used to be out of control. That's almost a ghost town now.
Which street?
Clara and Ashland.
Okay.
That other one, look at that one. 34 what?
Well, I mean, this unit is basically high visibility, too. When you see these arrests go down, all these policemen that make the arrest will have blue jackets that say police on. We want the neighborhood to see that, yes, we are in the area. We will arrest these people. We want other drug dealers to see them get arrested. And we want to send them a message. If you're going to sell drugs in our city, you're going to go to jail. And that's the message.
Do you encounter many people or some people that just totally deal in marijuana?
There's a couple streets in the city that primarily are marijuana sets, okay? And those people primarily just deal marijuana. But what we have found is that a lot of those people that deal marijuana specifically use it to support a crack cocaine habit, too. So.
But you said that crack is much more lucrative.
Yes, it is. Yes. Marijuana is about $150 an ounce. And no matter how you cut that, you're not going to make much more than $150, $200 selling little bags, okay? Crack, you buy an ounce of cocaine for $1,500, you could turn that into $8,000 worth of crack. I mean, if you're going to risk carrying an ounce of a controlled substance, I mean, crack, you're talking making $9 grand versus $150.
But I imagine there's some people that are just into marijuana because they like it as opposed to just the money, and they might be selling it just to use it.
Well, there's no doubt that there's some people that use marijuana and probably never go beyond marijuana. The main thing that people have to get through their heads is the marijuana that people used in the 60s, the THC, or the thing that actually makes you high, is like 40 times stronger now in the marijuana that's grown today because of the improved ways of cultivating it and breeding it and stuff like this. So it's not the same stuff kids smoked when during Woodstock or something like this. And marijuana is in the hallucinogenic drug family, and marijuana is it does affect the chromosomes in a woman and her reproduction organs. It can cause deformities. There's problems with it. It definitely hurts your lungs. You have to hold it in your lungs for long periods of time. And that smoke is very, very bad. Smoking regular cigarettes is bad. And a marijuana cigarette, of course, holding it down will be much more damage to your lungs. I mean, there's no way that anybody's going to convince me that smoking marijuana is okay and it ought to be legalized. Or even the only state that ever legalized it, Alaska, has since repealed that, and now it's illegal to have it in Alaska.
Oh, really?
Because it didn't work there.
What happened when they legalized it in Alaska?
They found the problem was, I think the stipulation was you could have a certain amount of marijuana in your own home to be consumed, and it couldn't be a criminal act. But they found that some people got more than they should. Some people would have parties and sell it to other people. It got kind of out of control. So So since then, they've now made it illegal. So, and I might add, any country or any city in the world, England tried this once with heroin, where they would give heroin to junkies, and all it did is increase the junkies threefold. Okay, what we're doing now is we're set up like in a holding pattern, and as soon as the deal, or they start talking about a deal that might go, then we'll move in closer. Right now we're like on the outer boundaries, so we don't heat up the set. So, and by heat up the set we mean so people can't see us and warn the guys selling that we're in the area. These guys are very slick. We've made almost 1,700 arrests now, and we have to adjust to them and they adjust to us. So I mean, we encounter things where they use code words, where they use gang signs, where they use you got to know somebody's name, and we attempt to learn those words or who to contact, and then we come up here and then we're able to do that. The hardest thing is finding an actual guy selling, and we do this by our narcotic hotline, where we have people call in 24 hours a day at number 621-4333. They can call from 10 to 6 and get a real person on a line of detective, or they can call after 6 and it's a recording. It's all confidential. If they wish, we'll call them back and explain whether we arrested somebody or not, or if their information was good, or if they don't want to get involved, they don't have to, as far as the names and phone numbers.
So this is an unmarked car, huh? Right. But I guess most drug dealers would be able to tell that it was a police car.
Assistant on current chance of the hold-up alarm found at 1408 North Kings Highway at New Fashion Beauty. It was accidentally activated as early as 2022-1657. Boys don't change your property off on check over advertising. Where are we?
86 is in the area.
Do all these blocked off streets around this neighborhood and other neighborhoods, have they helped stem the tide of crime?
I don't know. Sometimes they get in our way, but probably in the long term, they probably do deter people from driving down the streets that would normally just cruise through.
Well, I can tell you as an ex-cab driver that they're torture.
Now, the undercover cars will be changed constantly. We rent them, and they're constantly changed, so they never can figure out which cars we're using. The undercover officers are changed constantly for their own protection, and so the people on the corners can't figure out who are the police. The hardest thing in this job is what Bob's doing right now is positioning yourself before the deal, to hide and stay concealed long enough so they can't find us, whistle, or alert the corner that the police are in the area.
Has on white t-shirt and green pants.
Any car that's a report of a missing 7-year-old in Coyote Remsen, Split District 3 channel, and 4337.
Secure the third subject. Left the UC vehicle. He's walking east. Follow to get the product.
Is this a white male or a black male?
You did state, but I think it's a black male.
Okay, white t-shirt, green pants. Maybe he's on his way to get the product.
The max is 40 Shannon door. Across from a vacant lot. The vacant lot is on the north side of the street. The UC is parked on the south side of the street.
UC stands for what?
Undercover officer.
Okay.
Rover is a guy that will protect the undercover officer.
Subject is at the vehicle. UC just exited vehicle.
I'd say it's almost showtime.
Still on the block. 40, standing door, middle of the block. Going to the truck. Get the truck. 40, standing door.
You can shut your light off.
Vacant lot. Running through the vacant lot. Through the vacant lot. That's the subject. Next street north. We got him in an apartment building on the next street north.
Now, see, these guys are getting slicker. So what they start doing is running the minute they do the deal.
Even if they're not worried.
Well, they are worried. See, they don't know where we're at. So. Go ahead, Mike. You got to look straight ahead. Mike, have you got any more Polaroid film? Here, take this.
Back there. That way.
You got the money where?
That way.
Over there?
Back behind them bills when I recircle around. Boss, could you put my shit down?
You know I know who you are. You alright?
Sit up, man. We got to put somebody else in there with you.
Get up.
This right here.
Which one?
The left.
What? Okay. You want a picture of it? Here, come over here.
Let's do these two here. Or you want to do this one over here first? We'll get over and see if there's any dope over there too. But he had something else in his hand, brother. I guarantee he did.
I had a pistol.
I'll tell you what, it was big like a pistol. Well, let's look for it. Yeah. We never got close enough to.
Okay, now that's our buy money.
We think it is.
We think it is. We'll match it on that list. Bob's going to pick it up there, there, and there. And we're going to look this area good, see if we can find a gun. Because
he also had something white, like in his one hand too. In his other hand, it looked like he had a gun to me, but.
This is 10 2 5s here.
Okay.
A4, me right back there.
Okay, now we're going to do here. The money we found there that you photographed before, we're going to see if this matches the money that we found here. $30 deal?
Just here.
What is this, a $50 deal?
Yeah.
How many dollar deal?
Yeah, this is this money.
Okay. Village money. I mean, given.
Yeah, okay, that's given. Yeah,
The money he's matching up is the money that we gave the suspect. As you can see, that money is matching up. That he threw when he was being chased.
Was this a $20 deal, Ron, or a $30 deal?
I don't know. 80 to UC. Was this a $30 deal?
20. Must be, because this is the only thing.
$20 deal.
What?
Have you also transaction with a substance abuse?
How much money you got?
That's a 210.
That's 210s. We got 210s that match on this.
Okay, so it was a $20 deal with our money, and then he may have additional money from the guy that you guys brought, right?
Yeah, he's got 220s here.
Okay, well okay.
He didn't know which money to get rid of.
Well, 20 will be evidence, and 20 will be back
Yeah,
into.
here, you take this back.
Okay,
that's
this money is our buy money, SLPD money. This money will be seized as evidence. That probably was the other suspect's money who they're bringing back here, who's right here. Yeah, bring him here. I'll photograph him. How old are you?
22.
What's your name?
Mike.
Mike what?
Window.
Do you understand what's happening here?
No.
You're under arrest for possession of crack cocaine. Put him in the car. He'll just put him in a holding cell eventually. You tear this off, Rod?
Yes, sir.
Okay, what we have here is one individual for sale of crack cocaine. That's the one that sold our undercover officer. And if you remember the first deal, the white male came up and he bought, so he's charged with possession. He had the rock that he bought on his person. He'll be charged with possession of cocaine, which is a felony. The other suspect will be sale of cocaine.
Thurman and Blaine, green Lake Army jacket. You see that conversation.
Looking to get fucked up. I'm just looking to get fucked up, that's all. I look like the police. What the police look like? You tell me.
Okay, subject's questioning him about his identity.
All right. Guy told me that I was the police.
Okay, that's a no-go. Well, sure, we've been riding through the area.
Calling all cars. Calling all cars. Police. Police.
Call the police. Hurry, hurry, won't you call the police? Quick, quick, quick. Call the police. Hurry, hurry, cause the guy has stole my gal from me. Call the police. Hurry, hurry, won't you call the police? Quick, quick, quick. Call the police. Hurry, hurry, cause the guy has stole my gal from me.
I'm in Miami, Ohio, standing by.
What are these, the new meters they got in there?
Yes.
The red means there's violation.
Those meter maids, they're kind of mean. You ever notice that every meter maid that you've ever seen is overweight?
It's still in progress. No description except black pants, southwest corner, Miami and Iowa. Subject is vehicle with you see.
Oh man, get these guys out of here.
UC is making a choice.
Oh man, buy one from each one. Now what you got here is two people telling them one has a bigger rock than the other. And they're fighting over one guy.
They're fighting over who's going to sell it to him?
He's saying he's making a choice. So the guy's saying, well, mine's bigger or mine's bigger.
It's that much? It's that competitive?
Yeah.
These people must be nuts.
What the hell is this, shift change?
UC is still choosing.
Choosing?
You must have a whole bunch of rocks.
Deal down, no
Spit it out. Open it. Open your mouth. Yeah, he chewed one too.
Got some in the hat.
Yeah, he ducked the hat down too.
Okay, get up. Get up.
Yeah, that's what he's got.
Stand up.
He still has some in his mouth.
Hey, this ain't my hat. I don't want no hat.
Fix your mouth. Open your mouth.
I got nothing in my mouth.
Here, check. I got the list.
That ain't mine.
He's got one extra in the hat.
Yeah, he chewed up with another one.
Is that my clipboard, Rod? Roddy, is that my clipboard?
Yeah, that's it.
Okay.
That's a double hand wall for you, man, down in that corner.
Who lives there? I live upstairs. I live downstairs. My mother lives. Well, I don't live. I'm just home for a while.
Just visit.
Yeah.
Bob, you got a measure? Your car, right?
Because I want to be a drug buster when I get older. I watch you guys show every Saturday.
I'll tell you, women do real well in this job.
Really? Are you guys the one that? Are you the one that runs with them?
I'm just a guest tonight.
A
guest?
Yeah, I'm just a guest tonight. We're just doing something about the SCAT unit, street corner arrest team, to go around arresting drug dealers.
That's what I want to do.
That's what you guys just got through doing.
What do you do for?
Well, I'm just a viewer. The police did all the work, right? I'm not part of the police department. I'm just taking pictures.
Are you part of a news channel or something?
You know, you guys got cable?
Yeah.
Yeah, you ever hear of Worldwide Magazine?
Yeah.
Right, that's me.
On CNN? Oh, really?
No, on the stupid cable system.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
There's a lot of news on CNN. Because I want to be a cop when I get older.
Well, you talk to the police department. That's a wonderful calling. They need more cops.
That's good, because I want to be one when I get older.
Remember, policemen are your friends. You ever get lost in a big city? Always see the policeman. Go to the policeman and they'll help you.
We're gonna 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. Well, there's a reason everybody should be shaking in the house tonight. And you should grab your favorite lady and promise her you do it right. Tell that Jack to jump back and give you a shot of some booze, so you can party to some stomp down, butt bump and rock and roll rhythm and blues. The boys are back in town. The boys are back in town. I know that everybody when they hear the music will be doing it on the floor. Jump up and down and turn around and tell the band to play some more. So tonight you can dance and romance and do anything you feel like doing. So don't look surprised 'cause you know what I like. And tonight we out to do it.
And our hat goes off to the tremendous group of men known as the St. Louis SCAT Unit and their head, Sergeant Clyer. They're doing a tremendous job in helping to control narcotics in St. Louis, and we wish them all the luck in the world. Good hunting from Worldwide Magazine. To all the men, of the SCAT unit. On the second half of Worldwide Magazine today, we're going to take a look at the hemp rally down on the Arch grounds that took place a little while back. But we'd like to hear from you on the Worldwide Magazine Viewers Hotline, 879-3002. That's 879-3002. We'll be collecting comments about drugs. So if you have any comments about drugs, marijuana, cocaine, crack, pills, the police department, the SCAT unit, anything else, why not give us a call and leave them on the Viewers Hotline, and we'll be including them in a future upcoming program about marijuana and narcotics. So once again, the Viewers Hotline number, 879-3002. We're waiting to hear just from you. And now, stay tuned for part 2 of Worldwide Magazine.
So we're going to have more speakers come up. Don't nobody go away. I really appeal to everybody to listen in great earnest to Jack Farrar and to Dan Beach, who just arrived. And use this time.
Hi, this is PEP, and in the continuing tradition of Worldwide Magazine, bringing you the latest news up to the minute, we're here at the hemp rally down at the Arch, Sunday, October 12th, 1991, at high noon. And as some of you might have known, one of the biggest drug kingpins in the city of St. Louis, unfortunately, is somebody on our own show, Vince. He works at a gas station, but the insiders laugh and say, gas station? It's a grass station.
They say that they sell more ounces than gallons at that grass station. Vince has been responsible for the ruining of many young lives. A man like him cares nothing about the welfare of people. If he can ply his trade and sell another couple of more ounces of the devil's weed. Here are some undercover photos of the drug kingpin in St. Louis, Vince. Police estimate that this amount of marijuana has an estimated street value of $320,000.
For one thing, I don't care what anybody says. Sometimes there comes a time when I gotta have it. I gotta have it, you hear me? I gotta have it. I need it bad. I gotta have the stuff. I don't care what the cops say. I don't care what nobody says. I gotta have it. I gotta have it. I gotta have it. I want it. I gotta have it. It's my stuff. I gotta have it. I want it in me. Do you hear me? I gotta have it. Damn it, do you hear me? I don't care what the cops say, I don't care what nobody says. I gotta have it.
Anybody here have to piss in a jar for your job? There's a new product out on the market now costing $24.95. By the way, I stole this from Jello Biafra. Costing $24.95 that allows parents to check up on their kids and see if they've been using any pot, cocaine, angel dust, or Valium. Now, if you can somehow pull your kid's pants down and get them to piss in the jar, you can send this away to someplace down in Texas to see if they've been using any of this. So, here we go again, don't we? Yet another round of the drug crisis. Dun da da dun da dun da da dun da da dun da dun da da. Dead basketball stars. Da dun da da. Mike Hammer in the slammer. Da dun da da. Everywhere you look. Da dun da da. It's drugs.
I gotta have it, you hear me? I gotta have it. I need it bad. I gotta have the stuff. I don't care what the cops say. I don't care what nobody says. I gotta have it. I gotta have it. I gotta have it. I want it. I gotta have it. It's my stuff. I gotta have it. I want it in me. Do you hear me? I gotta have it. Damn it, do you hear me?
The man that is responsible for ruining more young lives than anybody else. The drug kingpin in St. Louis, Vince. He doesn't care as long as he can sell his evil weed. Women sell their bodies. They sell their bodies just for another fix.
This is Marty's brother, Mark, and Vince once offered me a joint at the gas station. And I asked Vince, how much will you charge for this? And Vince said, there's no charge. It's just love grass.
Marijuana turns otherwise normal women into sex-crazed maniacs who have to have a man and have to have him quick.
as part of Worldwide Magazine's continuing constant coverage of St. Louis, we're at the hemp rally here at the Arch, October 12, 1991, at high noon. And now to our on-the-spot reporter, Laurie, without Mike.
We're here at the NORML rally in front of the Arch, and there are quite a few people with a lot of information, literature about hemp, and we have a gentleman here who's got a little booth set up. And can you tell us a little bit about what you have here?
Well, I'm from Arkansas. I came all the way up here from Little Rock, and I've got information from NORML, from different NORML groups, from National. From California, I've got something on urine testing, drug testing. From New Jersey, I got something about ecology, hemp for ecology. And then I brought these shirts up with me. On the back, they say, "Tax me, see front for details." And on the front, they say, "Legalize it."
Well, we're still here at the NORML rally, and you know, I'm usually here with Mike, but I think he got lost in the crowd. I think someone's turning him on to something, and well, if we find him, we do, you know. Well, yeah, let's go on without him. We got a woman here who's got a table with a number of T-shirts. Can you tell us a little bit about what you have here?
Sure. I've got a variety of hemp shirts here. They're made out of cotton, of course, since hemp is such an expensive product these days. I'm from Lincoln, Nebraska. We're with the NORML group there, and we've been following around the hemp tour this fall. And we're just raising money for our local group, getting out the word, having benefits and rallies, and just pretty much trying to get the general public informed on the issues here.
We're here at the hemp rally here at the Arch, and we're interviewing a very nice lady that's been giving out these pamphlets that are representative of NORML. What does that say?
NORML. That's the National Organization to Reform Marijuana Laws.
And we don't want to ask you your name or who you are, but can we ask you, are you a user of marijuana?
Yes. Yes, I am. I use it pretty infrequently. It's kind of a treat that I give myself when I've worked hard or I've been studying too much.
Oh, how much is infrequently?
Probably 2-3 times a month.
That's all?
That's it.
How long have you been smoking?
About 5 years. I've never had any driving desire to do it more often. I've never felt that it had any addictive quality that made me have to commit to it and have to have it now.
Well, where the heck is he, man? I've been walking around looking for him. You turn your back and he's gone. I don't know where the hell Mike is. I don't know. Look out for him, 'cause he's got like a brown jacket. Oh my God! Look! Now I turned my back for a minute, and the guy's over here enjoying it without me. Mike! Man, we've been looking all over for you.
Hi, I know you don't smoke, but do you have a light?
Hi, what are you doing?
Oh, I was enjoying the speech. The sound is closing in all around me now. Before I had to face the speaker to understand what he was saying, but now I can hear the voice from
Mike,
every direction.
I've been doing interviews without you. You're not like a big help today. What's with it?
Well, I was thinking about the past, and I was thinking about the time.
What are you thinking about?
Well, I was thinking about the time I was in the basement of the Lemp Brewery, and I came across a dusty old box of old lithographs. And
reefer man? Have you ever met that funny reefer man?
If he says he swam to China, wants to sell you South Carolina, then you know you're talking to that reefer man. Have you ever met that funny, funny reefer man? Have you ever met that funny reefer man? If he trades you dimes for nickels and calls watermelons pickles, then you know you're talking to that reefer man.
He must be tight like that reefer man.
Have you ever met that funny reefer man? You mean to tell me you've never met that funny reefer man? If you hear him sniff and giggle, and he starts into squirm and wiggle, ha ha, that's that dog, that's that reefer man.
The computer says you're a junkie. You're fired. Go away!
Imagine having that hanging over you like a cloud for your entire working life. What better way than through that kind of fear to finally break the workforce of this liberal illusion that they're somehow entitled to dignity and rights? Why are we putting up with all this? Maybe it's safe if you're still in school, but you know, as the saying goes, if you like school, you'll love work. Why are we putting up with all this? We're just dropping our pants and letting it happen.
You need a light. You got a light? There you go. Oh, wow, that's a big iron, man. Big joint. Smoking oregano will make it. Hey, I know how you before. I've been having my lighter with you still. The first one's free. The first one's free.
Festival that I did on my property, my next door neighbor was Oprah Winfrey, and she turned me into the DEA when we invited her to speak on her show about medical use of cannabis, of hemp, of marijuana for people that need it for medicine. And we were going to document all these sick people going blind from glaucoma, etc. And what we did was we planned a hemp stock festival on my 52-acre farm, and she's my next-door neighbor. And she turned me into the DEA. Well, they were already investigating me because I had given some speeches a month before and advertised this thing. And what they did was they blockaded us for 5 days with a law called a mass gathering statute, which means that they have the right to take your peaceable assembly and your rights of free speech and petitioning your redress, your grievances for redress away from you, simply because you want to invite more than 5,000 people to your property. It's a Woodstock law. All these laws were initiated after Woodstock, where they realized that there's power with people assembling, which was obviously, this is what our First Amendment was all about. When the government gets to a tyrannical state, that people have the right to rise up, gather together, and change the situation peaceably. Even the Second Amendment, they have the right to bear arms. We won't even go into the Second Amendment. The First Amendment has been destroyed, and that's our main thing that we all stand on, a right of our own religion here. And we have people that religiously use cannabis, Hindus, Buddhists, Muslims, even Christians and Rastafarians we know about. And when one person says it's their religion that they can use a plant, how can the government take that right away from people? When are we going to stand up for human beings and on this planet? You know, millions of people believing in this plant since the dawn of civilization because Lord Shiva and the Hindu faith. We're talking about billions of people that believed in this plant as their most sacred thing. And our government, because of a few petty tyrants that wrote in their own diaries, those niggers with their devil voodoo music in America, speaking of our black jazz musicians, some of the great improvisational geniuses, and slandering people with words like nigger and stick, and then they slandered a plant and called it marijuana when everybody knew it was hemp. And so we slander a plant that turns out to be the most serviceable plant in the history of the world. They didn't even look in their own Bible, where it says that every green herb that bears seed is good and to a service to mankind. A little analogy here. These same Christians that made this plant illegal all around the world. You know, I'm a Christian, and I have a Christian group called Christians for Hemp, Healing Education and Medicine for People. When Jesus performed his first public miracle in a town named Cana. Now, Cana means marijuana. It means cannabis in the Sanskrit. You think Jesus knew something when he picked Cana to perform his first miracle? I think so. I don't think it's a coincidence. And he turned the water into wine at the end of the wedding feast when people were probably getting a bit inebriated, as we do at weddings when we drink. And he later, at the Last Supper, said, "This is the fruit of the wine." It was wine. He said, "This is my, drink this in remembrance of me," think of it as my blood. A sacred thing to the Christians. And the Christians made it illegal. They made it illegal. They had prohibition on it. So that you couldn't have the wine, you couldn't have the sacrament that these same, because some people abuse alcohol. That's a fact. A lot of people die. 150,000 die of alcoholism a year in this plant. Nobody's ever died of hemp. 0 deaths in the history of the world from a plant that's a miracle plant from God. We can end starvation in 1 year on this planet. If we can't stand up, for starvation and the salvation for starvation, the problem plaguing our planet since the beginning of time, what kind of human beings are we? This is a miracle seed from God. It actually eats the cholesterol out of our systems, and I know all of us big guys standing here could use some cholesterol removal from our arteries right now.
First I started out with the B12 sieve. This is a small unit. I actually used it behind my furnace, and I got pictures of using it in the patent attorney's office. And he was worried about me blowing the thing up. Never had no problem.
And this man has got, his life was actually saved with the marijuana plant. The parachute that, when he bailed out during the war, was made by those Indiana farmers that it's growing all around my house in Indiana. And when you try to teach people that hemp that's growing around your house is marijuana, that's a crime in America to teach people something. It's insane. These people are criminally insane. Because I have friends that are dying. And when they're dying and they can't get medicine, what kind of country are we living in? What kind of new world order are we projecting to this planet? This is a very serious thing. This is the biggest scam in the history of the world.
And so 475 degrees, more than that, it's really it's instantaneous combustion.
This is the biggest scam in the history of the world, that we will take a plant and slander it like we slander people. And we all are guilty of this. None of us have fallen, short. We've all fallen short, in other words. We've all have prejudices in our minds that we have to overcome. And this is what we're all about. We're trying to change people into thinking that there is an answer. It's called love.
Under occupation of the Turks, 1930s Balkan War, later on in the First World War, they became big country, Serbia, and they built new country, later got the name Yugoslavia.
We haven't learned anything from alcohol prohibition, the insanity of that, and now making plants illegal. This war on drugs is just a cover for war on God's plants. And we're in the hemp movement here. We're talking about hemp. We're not talking about other drugs at this point, because we don't believe in those other things, but we do believe in hemp. Here's the magazine article. Where's my high tech?
475 degrees, more than that, it's really...
Those are receptors in the human mind.
Under occupation of the Turks, 1930s Balkan War.
Here, putting these receptors in our brain that only receive golden breakthrough for medicine. And we have a relationship with the U.S.